Self-destruct in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Hello, this is QEDDeNile here. I'm bringing you Game 3, Thoughts of a Gold level player. That's right, gold. I'll reiterate this again for anyone watching this VOD, not the other two. It's not a master, it's not a diamond, it's not a grandmaster, it's not a platinum, it's a gold player. And this gold player is me, and this is my thoughts when facing a tournament matchup against a Terran player, FaDeHalstrom. This is match 3. I took Game 1, mainly due to the fact that I researched him on ladder. I knew what his favourite build was. I took advantage of that. No denying that. I knew he was going to go Marine Marauder. I early pressured. I followed up by heaps of mortals to deal with the Marauder, early Marauder push. So he didn't get up the ramp. And then I followed it up with a mass Colossi push over his Marine Marauder and minimal Medivacs. So I will admit that. I scouted him and that's how I won that game. Game 2, I overthought it. I maxed up build. I separated my army too much, thinking there was going to be drops, thinking there was going to be this, and I didn't scout it properly. I didn't keep the tabs on his army when I should have, and unfortunately for me, that cost me that game. So now we come in the tense third game. Middle tense here, I will admit. I'm like, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I don't like being tense, but I was tense. Then I realised I should go back to what I do best on ladder. On ladder, my best record is against Terran. Mainly due to the fact that Terran is a very micro-intensive, their Marines are very micro-intensive. They're very macro-oriented in general, but they're very micro-intensive, their Marines. And players like to do a lot of Marines early. If they don't have the skill to micro them properly, can fall pretty quickly to Zealots. I went, well, I have a lot of success on ladder by just doing very early pressure. So I decided to go with that. Go with my early pressure build, hence why you can see the pylon going down pretty early here. Gas going down pretty early as well, so not only gas, early pylon. Well, actually slightly late gas, but it's default for me anyway, it's down. And I'm actually going to get the Cybernetics Core, and then, no, Zealot first. I didn't get Cybernetics Core, I get the Zealot first. So I start cutting out that Zealot straight away. I should move the mouse right now, give something else to look at. And I start minor harvesting gas as soon as the side goes down, I start harvesting gas. There's no point me having gas until the Cybernetics goes down. I only need 50 gas to get out the Wargate Research or to get out a Stalker, and by then I'll have a second gateway gas up anyway. So I scoured the front, saw his walled off, realised that I'm not going to survive that. I move the probe back to the middle of the map. Saw his SCV coming up, tried to get it with the Zealot, failed miserably with that. So getting a second Zealot out straight away, although I did miss micro his SCV here and it did die. Got the second gas up now, and I believe we got a third Zealot, did I? So I go straight into Stalker. I went straight into Stalker. No, I went straight to Stalker. So it's 2 Zealot, 1 Stalker. See, I'll start moving these Zealots across the map about halfway complete. No, even quarter, third of the way, 7 line up. About third of the way completed the Stalker. You see a lot of people do the 1 Zealot, 1 Stalker push. I find that if he's going Marines, and he's not good at microing, 2 Zealots can do so much more damage to him. Got the Cybernetics started. I've used up most of my Chrono Boost, which is nice. Got that Stalker out. I've still got it rallied over there, but I don't think I built anything. I believe I've rallied back here, and I get the Sentry. Sentry to shield off the ramp. Obviously my push fails, and I see lots and lots of Marines, and he's going to chase me back. I'll drop like a 3 racks opening or proxy rack something. I can drop a shield and hold him off for a while. Next 2 Zealots will get to the front of the base here, and I'll hold them up here and wait for my Stalker to catch up. I don't want them to push forward too quickly at my Stalker. At this point, all I've seen is that. So that's all I can see. So I'll try and micro this up as best I can. I'm not the best micro, but yeah, I'm going to set him up the ramp. And this is a bit that, unfortunately for Fade, he left his supply depot down, and my Zealots got right in. And without micro, Marines fall. They did fall pretty quick, and he had to pull SCVs. Now, unfortunately for him, I didn't mind if these units died. What they've done already is do enough damage. I mean, all these SCVs that are dying. Just slowing his economy down so much. I did try to micro my Stalker a little bit here, try and take out a few extra SCVs. He did try to take out as many as could. He did get the surround me when I tried to move like bugger, but I did try to take one more out. I got one more. At this point in the game, if we look at units killed, I've killed 8 workers for the cost of 3 units, and I've in total I've killed 12 units here, so 4 as well. So actually look at the what tab is I'm looking for now. The resources lost tab, is it? Units lost. I've traded 375 units worth of resources is 700. And with those being SCVs as well, it means he's mining slower. So I'm happy with that. I'm quite happy to sacrifice them. Once they got in that base, I was happy to lose them. Once they started attacking the SCVs. So I started building Immortal straight away, because I did see those racks. I actually wanted to get Colossi, but I kind of expected to go Marauder again, as he usually does. So I thought I'd get one Immortal out before I focus mostly on getting a Robo Bay out. And then I changed my mind though. Not sure what made me change my mind, but I decided I was really going to apply the pressure. I knew it'd be behind, so I'm really going to apply the pressure here. I knew I had a pylon here, full scout in the middle of the map. So I started some units across the map. And I decided I'm not going to build, I'm not going to go into Colossus Tech. I've got an Immortal out. That's what I wanted. And I set him across the map. I actually got an observer out to find out what was going on in his base and where to expand. So I was going to go one base Colossus. I thought, no, I've got an advantage. Let's make the most of it. That's what I say you should do. Make the most of any advantage you get. So I went to the middle of the map to see when he pushed out. Maybe to try and do a bit of damage back again. Maybe to go poke at the front, find out what he's got. Started to build a nice little force in the middle of the map. And that's why I'm going to push forward here. I've got an Immortal. There's a bunker. The Immortal can probably take rid of the bunker. I did leave that Stalker behind for quite some time, which is very silly of me. What a waste of a Stalker. He could have been helping in this battle. I think I did realise he was left behind eventually. I think when the observer went across here, and I went, oh, there, I'm on, no, no, he's going to stay there. So I dropped another proxy pylon here, and started moving my Stalker over. And what I ended up building next from the Neurotic Bay was a little bit cheeky, really. I dropped the expansion, went to push forward. I got to set the observer first up to find out what was going on here. I want to see exactly what he had. Now, I made a bit of a mistake here, which cost me quite a lot of my army. I know observer scouts, no expansion, no, it's up here. But I should have realised the supply depot was down. I did see a bunker. I thought, oh, he's in the bunker, he's in the bunker, he's in the bunker. No, he wasn't. As you were very quite fine, he was behind me. This worked out very bad for me because I'm mortal, end up doing next to nothing. He ended up mismicroing though a bit and letting me get enough damage against him to warrant this attack, really. I took out some more SCVs. I did end up losing my whole force here to these Marines and Marauder. It's very unfortunate, but I did. But these Zealots, though, got to get into his base and do a bit of damage. So I was a bit disappointed about how I lost that. I did wolf in some more Zealots, seeing that he mostly had Marines there, and his micro was starting to collapse, whether it be tension or whatever, it was starting to collapse. So I saw these units went back in his base, like, that's safe. And I started getting a warp prism. Like, well, I'm going to hassle him more here. My expansion's nearly up, my gateway's nearly down. I forced him to fall back again. He's getting nervous. He might have been, for all honesty, probably nervous as well. I was nervous to begin this game, and if I wasn't nervous, I would have probably scouted that a bit better at the front and realised that his Marines were hiding just around the corner a little bit. As it was, I didn't, and I could have taken that force out with a couple of nice force fields. In this game, I never even used one force field. It was pretty sad. I did see that bunker salvage though, and I figured he was going to push out soon, which is why I moved the observer back. So I wanted to see when he pushed out. I didn't want to miss it by a little bit or whatever. I wanted to see when I pushed out. And I had a lot of Zealots here, because all I was trying to do was tank damage. And up here, I kept building more and more. I got my probe count up. I actually mustered my Mortal here. I was going to start building a defense up here. So I saw these Marines and this Marauder thinking about pushing out. I think he saw my observer and realised that maybe I won't push out because that observer is there. I think that's what he saw and decided against it. Because he ends up just sending like one SCV out, scout if I'm just outside his base or not. He sits here for a little bit, and I don't think he ever does scout if he's outside his base. I think he's a bit worried I was. So I open one Stalker, just to snipe that, and try and goad him into coming out. So I want him to come down. I want him to attack here, because what I'm doing out here is I'm building Zealots to try and push the other side. So these Zealots in to make a multitask. And I said basically his multitasking and micro is down. So I've got a bunch of Zealots in here. I know it's probably going to force him to come back. He doesn't though, which unfortunately for me didn't quite work as I planned. But he ends up getting himself a nice little choke here. He pulls SCVs again. So I actually set this one in here to deal with SCVs. He kites these Zealots very nice actually. He managed to kite them quite a bit. I did have more coming in though. This is when it started to worry for him. Too many Zealots. But he had so many Marauders though, it wasn't too much of an issue for him to take rid of the rest of these Zealots. This again was a nice incident where he attack moved and then he hold positioned. Beautiful hold position. It stopped me from doing so much damage. If he kept attack movement, had no SCVs whatsoever. Instead, he held position very, very nicely. He does take out the rest of these Zealots. He's getting some more units out. I'm backing up so many middle six on macro spawns so that. And again, a nice hold position from the SCVs. That falls back down. But I do realise I'm in a pretty commanding position. But I also know that he's going to push back. What every Terran does, he's going to push back, and he's going to push back hard. He's going to use every unit in his arsenal. I knew it was going to come too. So I had my observer here, and I saw it coming. I knew he was coming with everything. I saw them coming down the ramp, and I think I ended up seeing the SCVs coming too. He's sitting right underneath my observer, obviously wanting to snipe it. I believe he does, or does he forget to snipe it? I think he wanted to snipe it. Don't know if he had any scans though left on his base. So I started building a defense here. I even popped a couple of cannons, being very, very safe. I remember hearing a lot, golden rule of went ahead, stay ahead. So I'm staying ahead here. I'm getting a gas up, I'm trying to re-macro, I've got heaps of minerals. I probably should have put a third down, played the, when you're ahead, be double ahead, play it safe, keep ahead. I had enough minerals. I really should have got the Nexus, come to think of it. I never even got the Crosslight tech up, I knew I didn't need it at this point. I did see this push end up coming. I saw these Marines, saw these Marauders, and I saw the SCV and the mule that won't even make it across the map before he dies. And I saw everything coming, so I knew it was coming. And as soon as I saw everything leave his base, I brought my warp prism back in. Warped in a bunch more zealots and sent them straight into his base. Whether it was going to make him come back or what, I don't know. He lifted up straight away though. Obviously trying not to see if he can do a base race with me. By lifting up I can't attack. He's like, maybe I've got enough to take you out. Still had no scanning information on my base though, which is what ended up, meaning this push was useless. It was a desperate dying push, but we're allowed to do a desperate dying push we want. And Marauder deciding on to take out that pylon. And as we wait here for this push to happen, I just kept massing forces. I kept massing mortals. Push happens. SCVs come forward. He drags out my zealots and starts to fight them. So I decided to let those ones die and pull back a couple others. I'm not going to follow him all the way out. He's got to walk into me. I've got this cannon. He's got to walk into me, and he's not going to be able to get through me. That's the way I looked at it. I just had too much for him here. Cannons didn't even get to fire a shot. And GG from Halstrom. He knows it's GG. These zealots are pretty much wrecked out here, and a couple of stalkers shooting down his base. So he left the game. So that's the book processes of a gold and how I went through to get my 2-1 victory out of FaDeHalstrom. Very tough opponent. Loves his Marine Raw to play, and got me in the second game with it. So he mind gamed the bejeebers out of me and got the second game. I managed to pull into the third, and just with that that supply depot not being up, was the only reason why I got that. If the supply depot was up, he could have sniped those zealots, I would have fallen back and would have been on an even keel. I would have had to expand it early actually to keep up, so it looks like he probably would have expanded if I hadn't done that in the first place. So all came down that first miss micro at the start by him. But other than that, it was a GG for a nice series, and thank you very much for my opponent, FaDeHalstrom. That was the thought processes of the gold. This is QEDDeNile, out.